My husband just got arrested for stalking and attempting to abduct his former mistress. I'm in distress. Last week, Thursday, at approximately 2:15 a.m. in the morning, my 36F husband, 42M, of nearly 8 years, was arrested outside of Jessica's house, the sex worker he met online, and used to pay to spend time with him until he started to creep her out by his stalking and obsession. When he was arrested, they found in his truck small baggies with drug residue, and they also found tools of abduction. I honestly do not know what these are exactly. My soon-to-be ex-Phil called me at around 4:45, 4:50 a.m. to tell me that his son was arrested. My Phil was the one who used the term tools of abduction. When I asked him what the hell that means, he said he didn't have time for my interrogation tactics. He then asked if I could help them find a lawyer for him and to stand by his son throughout all of this. When I said to him, "How the hell am I supposed to find a lawyer this early in the morning?" he lost his shit and then was just screaming. My soon-to-be ex-Mill took over the phone, and she started telling me that I'm a goddamn bitch and that all this is my fault. I hung up before she could say any more. I never knew this man to take drugs. Sure, he drank occasionally, but hard drugs? I honestly don't know what's happening anymore or how I got here. I mean, it does make sense he was on cocaine the past 7-8 months now that I look back at things. I mean, I don't even know anything about drugs to be able to recognize the behavior pattern, but once I researched it, it seemed clear. The moodiness, the disappearances, the lies, the anger, the sudden outburst, and the violence. It all points to drug usage, as well as him being an abusive piece of shit. His parents and the rest of his family have called and texted me so much abusive shit, and they occasionally switch to begging me to go see him or pick up his calls, but I've mainly ignored them. I don't have the time, the energy, or the love that is needed to be there for this man and his parents. I've given him 8 years of my love and affection, and he spat it back into my face during the hardest and most vulnerable time of my life. Also, why would they think I'd help him after everything he's done? Especially since I think he deserves to be in jail for not only hurting my children, but also for hurting myself and Jessica. I hope and pray he's jailed for the rest of his natural life. I mean, I've tried being a good wife, but he has attacked my children, he has attacked me, he has lied and tormented us, and I'm supposed to help him? I don't even know how I got here. How did we get here? I've packed everything up and I'm leaving. I'm disappearing with my kids, and anything else between me and these people can be handled through my lawyer. The only person who knows where I'm moving to is my lawyer and my sister. I mean, what else can I do to protect my children? His entire family blames me. And how do I keep my head high when I'm now being treated like I'm an evil and disgusting person by pretty much everyone I once called a family? These people are trying to destroy me inside and out, and I don't know how to survive them. How am I supposed to rebuild my life when they won't stop tormenting me? In less than a year of their birth, I've managed to fail my children. Story 2. My brother and my mom and dad are victims of pig butchering and will lose all their savings because of it. They are getting tricked, and there is nothing I can do. I'm absolutely distraught over this. However, I'm starting to accept that there is nothing I can do about it. It starts with my 34M brother, 39M. He's being tricked, though he refuses to see it. While I was researching what's happening with my brother, I found out it's something called pig butchering. For anyone like me who never heard of it, someone sends a wrong number text message. "It was nice meeting you yesterday, Anne," or "I'll see you for lunch tomorrow, Michael." When you reply that it is a wrong number, the scammer tries to parlay it into a conversation and then a friendship. It sounds far-fetched, however people do fall for it. Once they have befriended you, they start talking about things like cryptocurrency and investments. They convince you that you can make money like they do. It's a trick because there is no investment. The returns they show you are fake and your money is not growing. The friend has already stolen your money and is just stringing you along. If you want to withdraw your money, they stall you and say you have to pay some kind of fee or tax. This is just another way for them to get money from you. This goes on until you run out of money or you realize until you have been tricked. Your friend disappears and there is nothing you can do to get your money back because you don't know their identity and they are likely not in the same country. Last year, my brother says he met a woman who accidentally texted him instead of her friend. She said she splits her time between Singapore and America, and she knew a way for my brother to make big money like she does. There were all these promises about getting rich and never having to work again. My brother has already invested all his savings and thinks $11,000 has turned into over $200,000, which is absolutely ludicrous that anyone could believe it. My mom and dad, 59F and 59M, are involved too. They heard about my brother's investment and want in. They have remortgaged their home even though they were close to having it fully paid off. They gave my brother all that money and all their savings as well to invest. I've tried telling them that there is no investment and they will lose that money. They cannot afford their mortgage payments long term. My parents believe they are in for a big payday. My mum is a dental hygienist. My dad and my brother are engineers. All three of them are university educated, so I don't understand how they believe this. I've had to tell them that I cannot and will not help them, financially or otherwise, when they realize they have lost everything. I've tried showing them examples of this happening to others. I've tried having a solicitor or an accountant speak to them, but they refuse to listen. I can afford to look after myself, but I can't afford to look after them as well. They are trying to convince me to invest and are upset that I'm missing out. I've warned them and set a clear boundary, however they still believe they will get rich. I'm mostly just here to vent because I'm too embarrassed to tell anyone I know. No one will listen when I tell them they are being tricked. I hate that they won't listen and will lose their retirements and everything. I'm done and have washed my hands of it. Story 3. I hate my autistic child and I'm going to divorce my husband because of it. I just need to scream into a void. Any void. I have 3 children with John. He was the love of my life. Life was perfect before Jill was born. Jill is extremely autistic. She's textbook, screaming, meltdowns, aggression. We lost everything as a family the moment we realized she isn't going to improve. She's beyond expensive. I had to quit my job when she was 4 to care for her. My other children live in fear of their sister. She hits, breaks things, screams, tears things apart, spits. No medication has worked. No counseling, no therapy, nothing. My husband and I have had a dead bedroom ever since I quit my job pretty much, and it was winding down severely before then. I just can't do it anymore. A few days ago, I begged my husband to take the day off of work so I could clear my head. I felt myself slipping into my own mental breakdown. He told me no, as money was tight and we couldn't afford it. While it's true we couldn't, no one else is willing to take care of Jill. I couldn't stick her on the only people that would, which are my parents. They're far too old to ever deal with a child hitting them with their full force. Jill got into a fight with one of her older siblings, and I just lost my shit. She hurt my child badly, and I just lost it. Their other sibling had to help rip her off and call their father to come home. I screamed at their father that it's over. I hated Jill, I hated him, and that we're getting a divorce. I said many hurtful things, but nothing about my other 2 children. I drove over 4 hours with my 2 kids to my sister's place. I had to get away. My husband, ex-husband, I don't know, has been blowing up my phone. I just can't do it anymore. I miss being a good mom. I miss my job. I miss being able to go to the zoo with my kids. I miss being able to go to their school events. I miss eating as a family. I miss restaurants, friends, holidays. I miss having money. I miss life from before Jill. I miss my 2 kids. I miss my husband. I just needed to vent. I know I'm a shitty mom. I know I'm not a good person. I know I deserve it. I just needed to vent somewhere. I don't want to face reality. I just want to wake up from this nightmare.